Welcome to the Beyond Electric Sheep podcast. I'm Rick Thompson.
And I'm Ed Daniels.
Ed, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something I've been thinking about, which is in hiring, especially in bigger companies. I'm reading articles that say that a large percentage of cover letters and even resumes are being tuned up or fully written by LLMs, by AIs. And I'm also reading that especially at big companies, they're using LLMs to filter resumes and cover letters. And so you've got this weird thing where the applicant is hopefully giving you something that's true, but an AI has tuned it up and could maybe not.
Right.
I mean, we know we get the hallucinations and all those issues. And then on the other end, you have the company maybe making good decisions about how to filter these or not. It seems like potentially a problem to me.
It seems, that's so believable, and at this stage in my career, I'm sort of not going to be putting cover letters and resumes together and that sort of thing. But if I did, or if I do in the future, I would certainly go to an LLM to help me out.
Sure.
But I could see where you could try to take the easy way out and just tee it up. So I'm not surprised with what you're hearing, because I'm hearing the same thing. And what do you think the practice is, and what do you think the practice should be?
Well, I don't know. I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with having an LLM help you write your resume or cover letter, as long as you're thinking about it. It's tuning it up for you and fixing bad wording and fixing typos and stuff. But I do think it's problematic if you had a service, for example, that you're paying a subscription to that is searching the job boards and finding positions and rewriting your resume and your cover letter to match those positions and just apply for you. I think pretty quickly you could get, pretty fuzzy matches to reality.
Because you bring that up, it is a really interesting workflow, isn't it? Because, a standard resume is never the right way to go. If you're serious about a job, you want to pattern it after what the specific company needs. So I could see that workflow, reading the job requirement, knowing that your resume, and then making the mods to be able to. But if you don't have the actual applicant in the loop and really thinking carefully about that, I could see where that could go really sideways.
I don't know that actually exists. It just strikes me as that would be something that would be likely to happen. And
what about on the company side of it, where you've got a company using AI to review applicants?
I think there, there's potential advantage to not having to go through all of these. If you're a big company, you're like Google and you're hiring thousands of people, you can use an LLM, I think, to filter probably pretty well. You're looking for certain keywords, certain experience, certain schools, that type of thing. Great. I'm not sure I would use it to do much more than that, though. I would get it.
But if you're looking for a PhD neural network expert that's published some papers, that's you'd be easy to filter out a lot of people that don't have anything close to that.
Yeah, maybe for this particular position you don't want recent undergrads, something like that. You need someone with at least 5 years experience that could help with that. So I'm not as worried about it there, except that you don't know what kind of biases you might get. If the LLM is somehow injecting some weird bias that you don't even know about, and you're passing up good applicants.
Right, you could see the woke filter versus the anti-woke filter, that kind of thing.
I wasn't really even thinking of those, but you could have that. I mean, you definitely could, depending on how far you let it go. And as I was thinking about this, then I made the leap to, I read an article about one of these dating apps. I don't remember which one. Was talking, I think the CEO was talking about coming up with basically agents that could chat with potential matches agents.
Like I'll have my people talk to your people?
Right. So,
only in this case.
And I don't know exactly how it would work, but maybe maybe it would look for people that match your profile or what you say you're looking for, and when you both match up, then your agents, somehow you've told them enough about yourself that they can have a good discussion and see if you're likely to get along. It seems problematic again. I mean, I think even these dating apps, which, I'm too old. I didn't do that. I've been married for 26 years. But it seems like even those are sort of problematic, the swiping, and how do you actually get a meaningful connection to someone?
Right. I know. I mean, the deep fakes or whatever are so
Oh, true.
easy to do anyway, that you could easily just, if you just want to get that initial date or coffee or hookup or whatever it is, you could probably run through a lot of different variations on your background, even your image, I suppose, and see what would work.
Yeah. So that was 2 cases I could think of where it seems potentially
I wonder if you
problematic.
could do, this might work on the job front or the relationship front, but what if you could help people work through a sort of simulated conversation or a simulated first date or something for the people that are really have a hard time? What if you built a model or an avatar that could sort of help somebody practice their lines, if you want to call it that?
I like that, actually. So there are interview helpers already. So you can just use some of the standard LLMs, just give them good prompt to help you work through an interview and give you technical questions and have you answer and then critique your answers and hopefully improve them. As we were talking about in our last episode, though, they're probably going to BS you about how great your answer was.
Right.
Hopefully give you some constructive
criticism. But, I think one theme that we're coming to here is the fact that you can't take the easy way out. These things can help you a tremendous amount, whether it's getting your next job or your next date. But, you need to be able to be involved, and you can't just necessarily trust the output. You've got to review it and be into it.
I think that's right. Now, there are cases where I wouldn't care. So, for example, I need to change a flight. I need to change it to a different day. I don't feel like going online. I don't want to use the phone. I guess I could get on the phone and talk to their AI. My brother did that recently with United. He said it was quite a good experience. But what if I just had an agent? I could say, hey, get a hold of United and change this flight for me. And they can do whatever they're doing. As long as I end up with the flight I wanted, great.
It's a clear outcome, right? A little different than a job or a personal relationship, but
So there's a fuzzy line in between those. Like, where do you need the human in the loop?
Right.
And I suppose we'll figure that out.
And where would you rather not have the human in the loop?
Right. Like, getting a restaurant reservation. I don't need, just let me know if you get it.
Right.
Yeah. I think we've got some interesting things ahead on those fronts. And I'm sure they'll resolve themselves as people use them and figure out what the suboptimal outcomes are and where it's good. But I'll bet you there's going to be some crazy, weird stuff on the way.
I think so, too.
All right. Talk to you next time.
Okay.